Hey everybody, welcome to Ready Set Drone. Today I've got the MacFree jet plane. We are at a school and we're going to try it out, so stay tuned. So this little MacFree jet plane is a radio control foam plane. It's pretty small. It only has two real control surfaces back here. It's got two what would be elevator slash ailerons in the back. And I've flown it just a tiny bit already. It's got a lot of features built into it that make it a little bit easier to fly than the average RC plane. So it takes a little 1S battery that goes right in here, and it has a remote control that comes with it right here, and it comes in a fairly nice plastic case, which is nice because you have a place to store it. So this one came with 3 batteries, which I've charged. It does have a multi-battery charger, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the battery. And put the little piece that covers the battery cover back on. Then I'm going to set it down. It does that little motion with the elevators to say that it's been calibrated. And then once you've done that, you go ahead and hit this H button, which is the top left one. And then you get ready to take off. So I'm going to go ahead and try flying it around this parking lot because there's kids playing ultimate frisbee down on the field. And we're going to see how well we can make it fly through here. I did it just a minute ago pretty successfully. So let's see how it does. And like I was saying, it's kind of sensitive on the turn, so you don't want to turn too much. You want to just give it a little bit of turn. Alright, I'm getting the hang of it. Takes a little getting used to, but it's fun. It's definitely fun to fly. You need some space. So you can see the elevator slash aileron controls right here. So that's when you go right or left, that's why it goes so severe. So you want to go nice and easy when you do that. So here's what happens when you push the right stick left or right. You can see it does this, which is going to cause it to go like that or like that. And if you push it down, it's going to go up, and if you push it up, it's going to go down. So and then the throttle, of course, is right there. So let's get one more takeoff and see if I can fly it around the parking lot one more time. Trick is to figure out when to slow down. Our flight yesterday resulted in a crash and ruining one of the props. As you can see right here, I thought I'd show you how easy it is to replace it. It does come with 2 spare replacement props. I think part of the reason that happened too is because I was flying all over concrete, which we had not intended to do, but the field was being used, so we ended up flying in the parking lot. But I'm just going to take a pair of needle nose pliers and try to gently pry it off the shaft, and there you go. So it's a matter of kind of just wedging it in there and pulling gently. You could do it with straight needle nose. I'm using these curved ones, which actually made it a little easier. And then you just take the new prop and you figure out which way it needs to go. There is a flat side and a rounded side. The flat side goes against the shaft and the rounded side goes up. So I'm just going to put it on and push it down. It's pretty tight, which it needs to be in order to stay on, of course. And took a little bit of tugging, but I got it on there. And it should be spinning clear of the airframe, which it is. So now, since we did fly yesterday just around the parking lot, I thought I'd give it a shot here in the backyard. My backyard is fairly good size, but probably about as small as I would want to try this in. I definitely recommend, especially if you're just starting out, to learn to fly this in a larger space, someplace with a little bit more room, like a big field, football field, soccer field, something like that. But I'm going to give it a shot back here and see how it goes. So let's check it out. Hit the camera, but it looks like it's okay. The one thing I've noticed in this whole exercise is that the self-leveling part of this means that when it tilts that way, these things actually, I'm not adjusting these at all, they go up based on when I flip it over this way. So it's going to want to try to keep itself level because these things are leveling themselves in the back. So let me wrap up with the SmartPlane SP001. First of all, it is a lot of fun to fly, but it's not easy to fly. It's definitely not something for beginners or kids or people who get frustrated easily because it takes practice. I was able to actually maneuver it pretty well around in a big space, but I was not really able to get a good flight in my backyard. It just kept crashing or almost going over the fence, so I had to kill it or whatever. You have to also learn how to fly slow with this thing, which is sort of counterintuitive to what a lot of people want to do. A lot of people, myself included, just want to give it full throttle and go. But flying slow with this is actually a better way to go because it does have a lot of lift for the size of it. Couple of other quick notes. I am going to get a piece of Velcro and use it to put the battery door on. The battery door just kept popping off, and so I think a small piece of Velcro on the battery door is going to help keep it on. Also, I pulled this piece off the back so you can see what the inside looks like. There's all the components, your motor, your flight controller, your two servos that push these things. It's pretty simple actually, and it does do a pretty good job of self-leveling, which is nice. It is very durable. I've crashed it tons of times today, and the only thing that's broken is the propeller. But I will say the propeller, if you're flying on concrete, breaks very easily. So make sure not to crash it on concrete. Try to crash it on grass, or even something like gravel would be okay. But crashing it on concrete means you have to swap out the prop. It's not hard to swap out. You just have to be patient and deliberate when you do it so you don't damage anything. It's all very delicate in here. I'm also going to get a piece of Velcro so that I can remove this door easily. I mean, it actually goes right back on here pretty easily, but I've now broken the seal. So if you're interested in learning how to fly fixed wing, this is also not really the best example of fixed wing because of the sort of fact that it only has two control surfaces. It's a good starter, and it definitely teaches you about orientation. You know, you really have to keep in mind that it's coming towards you. There's no headless mode on this, so if it's coming towards you, all your all of your controls are reversed. It's fun. It's definitely something a little different. If you have a big open space to fly in and you have the patience to learn, I'd highly recommend it. If you don't, I don't. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos about planes, RC cars, and of course drones, please subscribe to Ready Set Drone. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.